Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a freezing cold London. It's around about 0 degrees, about 37 Fahrenheit here at the moment. But we thought we'd put together a new, exciting, fun, fact-filled video with 26.2 running tips to help you out with all different aspects of your running. Things you can do right now to help with motivation, help with your speed, help with your endurance, help with your nutrition. Loads of stuff we've put together. So sit back, relax, in no particular order, 26.2 things to help with your running. Let's get this video done. Right guys, starting out, a way to get faster, stronger and move more efficiently, well, that is doing strides. I really like to get these done at the end of one of my easy runs every week. Basically, what are strides? Running for around about 20 seconds at about 95% effort. Really, really fast, working on that turnover, getting that cadence up nicely, and then give yourself about a 45-second rest after each one. Beginner, do 4 of these, intermediate 6, advanced about 8. One of the big keys of running is consistency. If we keep things consistent week to week, we're going to be making some good improvements. The best way to work at this is getting yourself a plan or design a plan yourself. Now, obviously we sell these on the website. All the beginner plans are completely free. They're really going to give you that really good structure for your week, give you a good bit of variety as well. As always, have a search around. You want to check out ours at benparks.com. We've got thousands of 5-star reviews on there for our plans. Really proud of them, helping all sorts of runners around the world. One of the hardest things with running is keeping motivated when you're out there, and sometimes if you're just running the same old route day after day, week after week, it can get really boring. There's nothing to look forward to. Have a look at something like Strava and their heat map data, or they have this in Garmin as well if you go into the mapping section, and you can look at all the popularity data around where you live or anywhere in the world if you're away on holiday or away on business, traveling around, and then you can plot out some new routes, and if you've got a watch that accepts them, you can put them on your watch and follow them along, or just check your phone every now and then and make sure you're keeping on the course you're on. Right guys, I would say one of the absolute best ways that you can work on your form, on your fitness and your strength is to do hill reps as part of your training. It's really great in Greenwich Park here in London. We've got Maze Hill over here where you can practice. If you're in London, come down and do some hill training around here. Now what we'd recommend is about 60 seconds hard up the hill, really solid effort. Try and keep that effort nice and linear all the way up, and then relax on the way down, about 90 seconds at least, walking down. The key thing with hill reps is to get your heart rate right back down before you start that next rep, right down into zone 2. Now obviously there's lots of different durations you can do with hill reps. This is a good one to start with if you're new. We'd recommend for beginners around 5 of these, intermediate about 7 or 8, and advanced about 9 or 10 of these. And it's super important with hill reps, as it is with all sessions, to make sure you are properly warmed up. So at least 10 minutes of easy running before you start that first hill rep. Right guys, moving on, let's have a chat about mindset and mindfulness. Now we've got a really good book we'll put up on the screen, but with a lot of mindset, it's about that positive self-talk. A lot easier said than done. But when I've had some of my really big successes, I've used that positive visualization, visualizing myself crossing finishing lines, feeling good when I'm out on the run, even sort of drawing mental images that I can look at around the house, putting my goal finish time up on the fridge and stuff like that, really sort of enforcing what I'm working towards. Another good couple of little things is when the weather does turn bad, go out on your run, because it's going to really help when you get to race day to know you've trained all through sorts of tough conditions. And what if conditions are bad on race day? And something that me and my girlfriend like to do is use the Calm app and do some of the guided meditations on there. It can also be good to take a little bit of time out to reflect on your running and how far you've come. Maybe when you started you were running 40 minutes in a 5k and now you're down to 25 minutes. Look at that progression, be proud of how far you've come, and also it really goes to show how far you then may be able to take it in the future. Right guys, moving on, let's have a quick chat about strength, specifically core strength. Really important for runners, supporting that whole upper body. A strong core there will really help your form and stop you. I'm sure a lot of people do this, can sort of lean over a bit as they get a little bit tired as they run, a bit hunched over, and then our running form really suffers. Things we can do to work on our core: planks, side planks, and bridges as well. Things you can do at home. You don't need any extra weights with this. A really good thing to just build into your weekly routine once or twice a week. I'd really recommend introducing some different types of run into your routine. We've got 3 here: a fartlek, a progression run, and a fast finish run. Now fartlek famously means speed play in Swedish. You're basically adding in random surges throughout the run. Let's say maybe put in like 5 or 6 roughly if you're going out for around about 45 minutes or so. Just build up to some speed and slow down again. It doesn't matter how far these surges are for or for how long, just have a little bit of fun with them. Progressive run, really good. Now, sorry miles guys, I just feel this works better in kilometers, but around about 2 kilometers warm up, and then maybe it's about 6 kilometers, just trying to get a little bit faster each K than the one before. Start out around easy pace, finishing around about your 10k pace with just a nice little progression. We'll put a graph up on the screen of what that would look like if you did it in Strava. And then finally, a faster finish long run, really good for out and back runs. Go out nice and easy, turn around and just come back. The main goal, to come back a little bit faster. It's really good to be running at a little bit more effort as your legs are tiring, because that's what happens in so many races. Give them a go, let us know what's your favourite. One of the most important things with running, as all of these things are, is slowing down on your easy runs. Easy runs for a lot of people, a lot of endurance runners, going to be forming around about 75 to 80% of your running week. Now the easiest way to slow down is obviously just to slow down. Maybe download our pacing chart off the website and then you can have a look there of where your easy run pace should be for your rough ability, and make sure you just look at your watch as you run and keep in that sort of zone. Obviously you can add a chest heart rate monitor in here, keep in your zone 2 as you run. Or maybe the easiest way, go out running with a friend and just have a chat as you run along, that conversational pace. If you can keep in this right zone here, it's really going to help build that endurance and build that amount of time you can go out running for, and make sure you can last a little bit longer before that fatigue sets in. Now, a lot of us in our running, we have what's called long-term goals. We want to run a sub-3 marathon, a sub-4, we want to run an ultra marathon. But it's really good to set yourself some short-term, more manageable goals. And we call these like SMART goals, basically. So SMART goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant in a certain time frame. Some we like to work towards is hitting a weekly mileage, something you can try and hit every single week. Trying out a new distance, making some healthier food choices as you go about the week. Maybe try and get to a couple of park runs every month. Do some volunteering, maybe a weekly yoga session. With all these things that you put in to your routine, is making them achievable, something that you know you can do. They're not too much of a big effort. We'll save those for the long-term goals. Right guys, trying to warm myself up here. Let's move on to have a chat about some at-home strength stuff you can do. 3 really simple exercises, some squats, some calf raises, and looking at my notes, balancing on one leg, standing on one leg. We really like building these into our routine because we can do them throughout the day. Maybe you've got a standing desk, maybe while you're cooking in the kitchen, or the big one is while you're brushing your teeth. All things you can do, super easy, work on your form as you get them done. It's really going to help out your running by doing this strength work without even really noticing it. Right guys, quickly, today's question of the day is, what is your #1 running tip that you can do right now to help improve your running? Let people know down in the comments, help out the whole running community out there. It'd be really great to know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll be hanging out down there as well for a chat, so feel free to ask any questions. Right, back to the video. Right guys, yoga and stretching. Do you guys do this? Some people love it, some people hate it. For us, we do it every now and then. Check out something like Adrienne on YouTube, or if you're in London, me and Sarah go down to the More yoga sessions. We'll link to that down below. And if you're a subscriber to Apple Fitness, you can get loads of follow along yoga sessions on there. Really helps with your flexibility and your strength as well. And it's just a good mindfulness thing to build into your weekly routine. Now, a lot of people, when they're out running, think when they're doing their sessions, when they're running, that's when they're making all the progress. Not true. It's when we sleep. When we sleep, our body's repairing itself, it's getting stronger, it's adapting to the load we're putting through it. So like a lot of things, it's easier said than done just to get more sleep, but some things we can do: avoiding screens, avoiding our phones in those 2 to 3 hours before bed, getting into a routine, going to bed at the same time every night. If you've got a bit of a budget, maybe investing in some new pillows or a new mattress or duvet sort of setup will be really good. Help you get up to that, ideally around about 8 hours. So as runners, we all would love to get a little bit faster and also add a little bit more variety into our running. So that's why a lot of us do things called speed sessions, interval sessions, running at different paces as we go along. Now, 3 of my favorites that are very simple that anyone can do, something like 6 by 3 minutes. What I mean by this, 3 minutes running around about your 5k pace, and then a 2-minute walk recovery, and doing this 6 times. Another one, maybe 10 by 1 minute on, 1 minute off. 1 minute, nice and fast, around just a little bit faster than your 5k pace, then 1 minute, nice and easy and relaxed. Fast, slow, 20 minutes in total. Also, maybe a pyramid session. Pyramid because it builds up 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute, and then 4, 3, 2, 1 at the end. Between these reps, around about 90 seconds walking recovery. The 1, 2s and 3s around about your 5k pace. For the 4s and 5s, around about your 10k pace. 3 little fun sessions there. Give them a go, and as always, let us know how you get on. Now, it's so important before you go on your run to do a proper warm-up. We'll link to our full warm-up, follow-along routine here. It's just going to help warm up all your muscles, get yourself ready to go, especially important when it's so cold as it is at the moment. But on top of that, make sure you do that first 5 to 10 minutes of your run nice and easy as well. Really work your way into it. And then towards the end of your run, start slowing it down a little bit. Bring that heart rate down nice and gradually. And then you can use our follow along cool down routine, which we'll link to up here. It'd be a really good idea to design yourself a pre-run routine and try and stick to this. Our body likes that routine. So a lot of people, this might be getting some food on board a couple of hours before you go. If you're having breakfast, your bagels, your porridge, whatever your favourites are, what that works best for you. And then hydrating properly, maybe some sports drinks, some water, at least it's sort of about 30 minutes before you go out. Your body's got time to absorb all of that nicely. And most importantly, build in your warm-up to this routine as well. So of course the next one was going to be get your post-run routine done. A lot of people getting some nutrition on board again within 30 minutes of finishing a run. Just a very simple recovery shake. Chuck some fruit in there, some chia seeds, bananas, again, whatever works for you. Experiment with it, have some fun. Then what I like to do sometimes, do some stretches just on the carpet in front of the TV. Again, follow along with a YouTube video. And most importantly, get out of your wet kit as well. Having that wet, damp, sweaty kit on your body isn't good. Get showered, get changed, get feeling good again. And then you're ready to carry on with your day. Right, move on. Let's have a chat about rest days. You can get these sweatshirts and tees on the website. We'll link to them down below. Yeah, rest days, so important again, but important because you really shouldn't be doing much else on these days other than just going about your daily life. No running, no strength training, no cross training. Leave those for your workout days. If you want to do some cross training and strength, we'd recommend putting these sort of after your easy run, after your shortest runs of the week. A really good way to work on your running form is to get a friend to film you as you run. It's really great if they've got a bike as well, because then they can film you as you're running along. Now, what you want to be looking at when you check out the footage of your running, try and work out, make sure you're landing nicely under that center of mass, your foot landing nicely underneath you. And also, maybe you get to film them from the front and make sure your arms aren't crossing over like this as you run and having that excess body roll there. Sometimes we can really feel like we're running with perfect, lovely running form, and then we see ourselves and think, oh my God, I used to do this quite a lot. Very happy with where my running form is now. But it's always something to be working on, and by reviewing the footage, you're going to get some pointers you can take out there the next time you go on for your run. Now, we all know as runners, it's so important to keep hydrated. We lose a lot of sweat as we go about running. Now, a lot of people like to monitor this on their phone. There's some apps out there that can monitor the amount of water you're taking in. Just give you little prompts to having a little bit more. And on our Garmin watches as well, there's some widgets you can download to put on your watch. Again, you just tap it throughout the day as you take on more water. It just encourages us to keep as hydrated as possible. Quickly guys, if you are finding this video useful, please smash that like button and answer today's question today. It's what is your #1 running tip? And if you don't already, hit that subscribe as well. Right guys, nearly there. I need to get out on my run to warm up. So let's blitz through these last few. The next one is finding something new to listen to on your run. Now, I love podcasts, and what I do is I treat myself and I only listen to these when I run. So I want to catch up on a podcast, I have to go out for a run to be able to listen to it. Audiobooks, another great one, audible.com. Again, we'll link to these sort of things down below. Listen to those. It really helps on your long runs, especially just to take away a little bit what you're doing, get really engrossed in the story. And before you know it, the run's over. At the moment, I'm listening to Bob Mortimer, I think, and the David Goggins one as well. Also, if you want to be working on your cadence, then on Spotify, they have some running playlists on there that are set to 180 beats a minute. So the beat of the songs is all at the same sort of beat you'll go along if you're trying to run at 180 cadence. We'll put some of our favourite podcasts up on the screen here as well. Let us know what's your favourite. Share the love down in the comments below. Now the next one, not something to do at this time of year, but maybe in the summer, autumn or spring. Really good idea to take your shoes and socks off and go for some what we call barefoot running. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this for too long. I'm not a big advocate of barefoot running at all, but if you're like near a beach on some nice soft surfaces or out in the park, just for like a minute or a couple of minutes of running will really help us promote that nice natural running form. When we've got big bulky shoes on, we can get away with running with bad running form quite a lot these days. To strip that away, it can help us work nicely on that midfoot landing and just running in a little bit more of a natural way. Give it a go, and then you can lace up and carry on with the rest of your run. Right guys, one of my absolute most favourite views in the whole of London. But anyway, moving on, we're going to have a chat about drills. As I said, a lot of this video today will link down below to our video all about drills. But really good, get strong, improve our form, promote efficient movement as well. Really good to do before a session, gets you nicely warmed up and everything activated before you head out. Right, moving on, chatting about massage, self-massage, foam rolling, all again really good things to get yourself nicely recovered between runs and keep those injuries at bay. Now, I sometimes use a service called Urban Massage in London, which can be really good just online. You can read reviews of all the therapists on there, or my massage therapist Josie, I'll link to her details down below for anyone in southeast London. My favourite is rolling out the underneath of my foot with my Roll Recovery R3 roller. Really good for keeping that plantar fasciitis at bay. Get the massage going every now and then. I really like to follow along with the routines on there, working on my calves especially, hamstrings and quads as well. And also you can get some sort of massage balms and things like that. You can work on those tight areas, those knots yourself, and just work those out. Really give it a go, just learn a little bit more about your body, how it's all working together, and yeah, a lot of those things will help keep you up and running. Now, we see a lot of people that just think about nutrition in just the real build up and right before their race. With race nutrition, so what are we working on this all the time? A lot of your long runs that you go out, and if you're getting a little bit tired, take some nutrition with you. Try new things. We always recommend going on a website like Xmars. They've got lots of gels and things you can buy as singles. Maybe you don't like gels. Try some more natural food alternatives, something like Spring Energy or those Huma gels out there as well. Now, if any of you guys are training for ultras, I'd really recommend something called Jeffing, which is basically named after Jeff Galloway, I think, and it's basically run walking. So things like 9 minutes run, 1 minute walk, 8 minutes run, 2 minutes walk, whatever. But you're going to be using a lot of this type of technique, no doubt, during your ultra race. This can also work for marathons as well. Don't feel like you have to always be running constantly and always thinking, oh, if I stop for 5 minutes here and there, that's going to ruin my run and everything. Really is not the case. Adding in some walking breaks or just some little rest breaks now and then during a run will not make any difference, but it will make your run a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fun, and cause a little bit less stress on your body overall, and a less stress in your head. So don't be afraid to adding some walking stops and walking bits into your run. It's really good to join a run club, helps with motivation a lot, get out meeting new people. Or if you don't like a traditional run club, there's something like going to park run once a week to run or volunteer. We've got a really great charity organisation in this country called Good Gym as well. We'll link to them down below. Go and visit all sorts of different tasks and help out with little projects in your local area each week while combining it with your running. It gives you that accountability to get out every week, that motivation, and just if you are volunteering as well, real nice sense of satisfaction, be out there helping in your local community and helping other people with their running. We'll link to a website down below as well where you can check out a whole list of all the run clubs in the UK. Right guys, hope you enjoyed those 26 tips. So the last point 2 tip is of course going to be check out benparks.com. If you want to really improve your running with some solid training plans, some great gear to be out, feel confident, that's going to perform well, the best running hats in the world, check it out guys. Feel free to use code YouTube for 10% off your next order. Thank you so much for all the support. Hope you found this video useful. Please smash that like button and answer many questions that we've asked throughout this video down in the comments and help out the community there with your best tips. That's it guys, lots of love. We'll see you very soon in the next one.